Hey y'all, Jedi Fuka here, and now we're gonna have another Dragonheir video for some Temporal Vortex. So for this one, I want to show my free-to-play team that I'm using for this boss, and then I want to kind of explain the mechanics and the things that I can do to improve my team that I'm going to work on in the future, and what you can do when you're trying to make your team comp. So let's just get this thing playing. I'll run through these just so you can take a quick look at my people's skills that I'm using right now. Obviously I am using the best gear I have. I hit 3 mil before I got all this gear, but I was using legendary gear when I hit my 3 mil. Biggest things with the boss, you don't necessarily need a dedicated tank, but you do need someone who's going to be able to tank the big HP hit right here. And so I'm using Furbath. So Furbath, I'm using him because of the heals, so we get extra heals from him, and Hixandra, and then Voresh. These are all people that y'all see me use all the time because it's who I have and who I have leveled up. So my advice to anyone that's trying to get any further in this boss, for starters, just use the heroes that you level up first, your highest levels, and then after you've leveled up heroes and focus on your dungeons, pushing those. As you level people up for those dungeons, you can plug in who you need most for this boss. Those dungeons are more important than this boss is for what you're getting, so you definitely want to focus on dungeons before you focus on the Vortex. Now, some of the things for Vortex, the biggest things in a type of a battle like this is that you want to maintain healing on your people, or if you don't have a ton of healing, you want a reviver, something to keep your people alive. You need to mitigate damage, so attack down is very useful. I have attack down on Furbath. I don't have that much accuracy, so he's not landing it a whole lot right now, but I'm breaking 3 mil, so that's something that I need to improve. I need to get him to get more accuracy so I can start actually utilizing that. Another thing that my team is missing that would help out in getting further is getting someone on here with an increased defense. So in these long battles, you want to be keeping attack down and defense up. For the boss on here, all of his moves at the beginning don't hit too hard. It says he gets these stacks of total damage. As he cycles his skills, he starts hitting harder and harder. Where your team starts to fail is this move right here, the Call Lightning. It's going to hit your person with the highest HP, which right now is my Furbath. So you want to keep them up as long as possible, and then once your tank finally fells after this move, everyone's going to fall one by one, if not mostly all at the same time. So like I said, you're just pushing max damage, get at least 2 really good DPS units, a really good healer, and then for your 2 supports, you're mostly looking for an increased defense and a decreased attack, which, like I said, for my team, I need improvement. So that's what I need to get swapped into my team here. I'm using my Adventure on fire as damage. I got the free legendary hero Eric for damage. I'm using Voresh because he is actually my best damage dealer with the Gambler set. He does tons of damage with Gambler set, but he is also bringing me the heals. So really what I'm probably going to do with this team in the future is I'm going to take the Adventure out and replace him with someone who has an increased defense as I get them leveled up and good enough to survive the battle. And then Furbath, I'm going to, as I get better gear, get his gear switched out to where his accuracy is much higher. And then we can keep that decreased attack going. I probably have the gear to do it now. I just don't have the gold to level everything up that I need. Gold's getting a little hard to get in this game. And the Vortex boss, if you're on my server, it's about to change to be even harder. So you definitely want to get those people if you can. Like I said, don't focus on leveling the Vortex boss. As of right now, there's no like crazy good rewards that you absolutely need to be chasing from him. You need to be focusing on your dungeons and getting gear, getting artifacts, leveling your people up, anything that's going to push your teams to go further. Once you're doing stage 9 on all the dungeons and running through there, then worry about your Vortex boss and trying to push it. And then that way when future seasons come, you will have an idea of what champions you need to wear, how you need to hit your levels, and you'll be able to do that a lot quicker at the beginning of the seasons because you'll already know what you need to focus on. Even when stuff changes, it's not going to change too drastically. I think that you won't be able to have an idea of who's going to be good at what. So I know I've been blabbering during this whole fight, but I hope that some of this helps you guys out there as you're focusing on your accounts. And hopefully you can take some of these ideas, plug it into your Vortex teams, and start pushing that 3 mil damage at least right now. I know when it switches to the hard mode, it's going to be even harder to hit it, but I'm sure most of you out there can get it just playing around with your gear and making sure you got your best level champions in the team. Hexandra, I need to push her up to 100, and then I need to try to get her into something that's going to speed up how fast she uses her ultimate, and that's also going to help me out in keeping everyone alive. So as you can see, we hit the 3 mil now. Usually I hit close to 4 with this team set up the way it is now. Looks like we might barely break that 3.5. You see Furbass about to fall, and once he dies, my team wipes. Which is actually surprising that other people died first. That usually doesn't happen. But that's alright. That's probably because I don't have the decreased attack right now. I think I switched out a couple pieces of this gear. I didn't switch back, so I'm not getting my decreased attack. Because normally I land it at least, I don't know, 70% of the time that he uses it. So there you see, breaking the 3 mil. Like I said, this team is definitely not the best for it. If you have Furbath, he makes a good tank because you get the super heals. If you have Vorash, he's a great attack champion for this dungeon, also because of the heals. Adventurer, I'm going to switch him out with someone who doesn't increase defense. The free legendary, Eric, any single target nuker that's going to do a ton of damage is good for here. And any healer, which Hexandra is an amazing healer. You see the damage breakdown here. I actually need to change out Eric's gear. He's using the one that breaks 18% of the opponent's defense, but it doesn't seem to work very well, or either that or it just, I don't know if the gear is flawed or what. To me, it just doesn't seem to work very good on anything I've used him in. So I'm going to change his out. And Vorash, I have him in the Gambler set, which seems to be more overpowered than I expected. I wouldn't say it's an OP set, but it is really powerful compared to my other sets. Anyways, guys, that's the team. Hope this helps. Y'all have a good one.